Welcome to the Inner Champions podcast. Would you like to promote your business so the world can find you? If so, follow us at Inner Champions Podcast on Instagram. Lastly, follow our current sponsors Tees Enchanted Trinkets on Instagram and The Real Talk with Jordyn.
Hey, what's going on, Inner Champions podcast listeners? I wanted to come on today and kind of give you just a podcast coach life update. Over the past couple of months, there's been a lot of new changes to come and some new things that I've started, and I just want to kind of give you the update of where you can find me every, week. I'm not exactly sure on the day of the week when this will occur and where it will take place, but around the week of the 22nd of this month, we are in March. So about March 22nd or somewhere a little bit after that, I will be taking this very own Inner Champions podcast to a complete different platform. My own reasons for doing so is just first and foremost, a bigger, broader audience. I will be putting episodes, or I will be putting shows for that matter, on a broadcasting internet radio website. I have been good friends with the person behind Golden Sky Radio for approximately, probably going on about a year now. They are the reason for why Inner Champions podcast is where it is today in 2026. I have been doing consistent podcast for approximately going on or approaching just a year. I have learned a lot here where this particular episode is going to get posted. But like I said, the reason for me wanting to make the jump is really just to broaden what Inner Champions podcast can become. I personally, when I started this journey, I was never expecting it to reach, anyone. I was kind of coming on here because I was in a crisis of my own, and I know I never introduced that crisis or kind of what I was developing and going on. With that being said, though, I want to make it very clear, just because I'm moving platforms and I am deciding to broaden a part of my podcasting journey, I don't necessarily think I'm going to completely stop where this podcast will be posted to let you guys know what will be happening. I think I will still drop a couple of episodes here and there. It just will be a limited consistency on Apple Podcast and all the other platforms that this is attached to. Because I'm going to be giving quality time to the Golden Sky Radio and helping them kind of just get up off the ground. They are a new platform. They are a new radio station. And with me bringing my podcast over there also allots me an opportunity to kind of help be like a secondary producer, a secondary help of hand with social media, and kind of just work that. So again, if you guys don't really care to listen to the podcast every week over there on Golden Sky Radio, all I can do is sit here and ask you to please follow Golden Sky Radio on Instagram and on TikTok. TikTok is golden.sky.radio. And if you could just really just spread the word of, the Inner Champions podcast, but also just, Golden Sky Radio and what we're going to try to build over there and what we will build over there, just out of consistency, out of determination, out of gut, out of, glory. There's a lot to come over there. And I couldn't, again, like I've said multiple times, ask for a better opportunity, not for myself, but to just continue to give back to those around me within the confines of my community, but ultimately broaden all the way around the world. I know that this particular podcast has reached quite a bit of people. I have checked the analytics several times. Some episodes are up, some episodes are down. Just you never know. And I'm not here for the clicks. I'm not here for I guess the retention for the viewership. Although it is nice to see that you are leaving an impact on a level of people, and I do know for a fact it has reached people, because I've been out in my local community and they're like, "Oh, are you the voice behind Inner Champions podcast?" Or I shared one of your episodes to so and so, and then once it does that, it ultimately reaches people all across the world. I've had a couple people email me. I've had a couple people reach out and ask me for my services other places and to do what I'm doing with Golden Sky Radio. But I've ultimately made the decision because it'll, like I said, just broaden Inner Champions podcast for what it is. And more importantly, I'm also giving back to my community and helping Golden Sky Radio with, again, social media things and kind of behind the scenes work that you guys will never see, but you'll hear about it. We'll talk about it over there. And I really think that I'm going to really flip this. Like I said to you guys a while back, I am going to probably every other Friday, if not every Friday for quite some time here, turn this into more like the sports side of shows, sports side of podcasts. It's still going to have the Inner Champions podcast behind it, but it will be Inner Champions podcast, like / sports updates. That can vary from NBA, MLB, NFL, kind of, just my own version of a sports podcast. It'll just be the highlight moments. It'll be some down moments. I mean, for example, I'll throw it out there for when this gets pushed out. I know by this time it will be probably a week or so that the announcements came out, but the two biggest things right now, I think in the NFL world that I can enlighten you guys on is that Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs will be returning for another season. And also Tua Tagovailoa for the former Dolphins. They relieved him of his duties and he has now moved on. I believe, if my calculations were correct, he is gone on to, I think, the Atlanta Falcons. A couple things that I can say about both these individuals, and I'm not really trying to make this my first sports podcast, but I'm kind of going to give you guys an insight of just what I'm going to flip this and into on this side of the platforms. I'm not going to, like I said, stop putting content out there for you guys to listen to, but it's going to be more sports related and things like that. And I just think that back to the Tua Tagovailoa thing is that obviously it was his time to leave there in Philadelphia, or not Philadelphia, the Dolphins and whatnot. But but unfortunately, he's just very injury prone. I mean, and sometimes some people just don't have it cut out for the NFL. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal belief. Again, you're not going to agree. You can agree to disagree, and I'd love for you to come talk to me over at my social media platform on Inner Champions Podcast on Instagram, and we can debate about it a little bit if you want. We can debate about a couple other things if you'd like. Just remember to again follow us, or follow me, I should say, really, because I'm the person behind the mic. And on Inner Champions Podcast on Instagram. We are also on Facebook. I am very bad, though, about that. I don't really push Facebook too much. I've just been really invested into Instagram, and it's done me some really good. So I just wanted to take this time to let you guys know that the Inner Champions Podcast is just trying to grow, trying to be more, reach more people, reach more ears, and also now can reach stereos, can reach there's no limits. So that's what I think I really enjoy about taking the jump and the leap of faith to help Golden Sky Radio and what they have in mind and their vision. Like I said, we've been friends for almost a year, and we've also, with being friends, we've crossed ideas with each other, and I think it's just going to be a good move. I love the fact that I have the ability to kind of see what goes on behind the scenes and kind of be that helping hand. And again, I think this is going to help Inner Champions Podcast. This will also help her new platform that she's building over there on Golden Sky Radio. The other big thing that I really want to come on here too and let you guys know is also check out Golden Sky Radio's website at goldenskyradio.net. Please check out the website. I am going to have a meeting with Jordyn, who is behind Golden Sky Radio, and I would ultimately going to ask her to put specific, I guess, little windows on there so that you guys can go to the website and click where the shows will be listened to, where they'll be broadcasted. So it'll be a little bit easier for you. Excuse me. I will let you know that they're going to be on a platform called Live 360. And no, it is not the security app. What you're going to want to do is put in Live 360 Radio. Yes, there is an app out there for those of you that have smartphones and Androids and Apples and things like that and want to make your life a little bit easier. I'm assuming once you load the app, you then look for Golden Sky Radio. Will come up and we'll be there for you to listen to. And you can listen to us 24/7. There's a variety of different music. There's going to be 80s, 90s music. There is going to be there's country, of course. And then again there's podcasts like this one myself, and there's going to be another mental health level of podcast. It's called Real Talk with Jordyn. One of our current sponsors here on Inner Champions Podcast. That will not go away. I will continue to push what she has to share. I will continue to push, her, and I'm going over there to Golden Sky Radio also to help her out. And like I said, I think this just does everything positive for Inner Champions Podcast. It will help us get bigger. It will help us be broadened and put ourselves out there in a better form, better way. If you can also do me one final favor and check out goldenskyradio.net. That is the Golden Sky radio station's website. I'm going to be sitting down with Jordyn here in a couple days and give her some thoughts and some ideas about how we can really push the website, because ultimately, yes, the web browser that we will be putting our station on, and it already is on, I should say, is kind of tricky to find. I don't like the fact that they're not very user friendly when it comes to finding the radio platform and site, but we're working on that. We're working on some alternatives. I have some really good alternatives in my brain on how I'd like to see it go, and I really would just like that if you guys want a little bit in closer connection with us both, please follow us on our social media platforms. Like I said before, everything here is Inner Champions Podcast. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, and about those are the only two that I push currently. Instagram has really treated us well over on Inner Champions Podcast. And again, also look for Golden Sky Radio on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and everywhere else social media is at. I just really wanted to come over here today and let you guys know where I'll be at consistently, weekly, after the week of the 22nd. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm really grateful and thankful that I have kind of a inside scoop of what's going to be coming and just that connection, man. And before I leave today, I'm gonna leave you guys on a really high positive note. Remember something just to remember is it's not what you know, it's who you know, and then you connect and you build with each other, and that's the whole point of behind Golden Sky Radio is that she understands it's going to take a village. She understands that she can't do it all. She understands that she needs help. She understands that, if you don't ask, we won't know what's happening, what's going on, and what we can help with. So she's just a very well-rounded human being. She's just wants to give back, wants to give her piece of her advice, and she's building a platform, and she's going to make something of it. And I hope you guys can join us on her journey, but more importantly, our journey together working together as I guess acquaintances, employees, and stuff like that. And we're going to build this thing up, and we're going to be very successful. Ultimately, with your guys' help too, as listeners, that's very crucial for a position that we're in, and we're learning, and we're learning together. And again, it's going to take a village, and you guys are a part of that village. And I want you to understand that if you guys, whoever you might be listening, can take something away from something, join us on our journey. Please send in your thoughts, send in your advice. We will have emails and websites here in the near future that will be blasting everywhere on our content so that you guys can share your message, because just as much as we have a voice, you have a voice too. And we want to be able to connect with our listeners and everything between those lines. So that's basically going to wrap it up here for quite some time. I also want to, before I leave, let you know that there will be several episodes. I believe we still got like 6 seasons left that I've kind of already, of course, pre-recorded, but those will still get aired every Tuesday until they don't anymore. But like I said, if you want some current 2026 tips and tricks and just hear me every week, I will be at Golden Sky Radio. Please check out the website at goldenskyradio.net. That is the Golden Sky Radio Station's official website. So please check that out. Again, lastly, please follow us on all of our social media platforms. We'd love to have you over. We'd love to have your interaction. And thanks, guys. Appreciate you all. And I hope to find you well. And maybe one of you from here can reach out and we can conversate. And there's always room for improvement. So please don't be afraid. Please don't be ashamed. And please communicate with us and let us know. And I just wanted to make this today and let you guys know that you're not going to be missed. You'll just be hearing me from a different location. So thanks for listening. I appreciate you all. Appreciate everyone who's followed us on our social media platforms to this day. And we hope to continue to push that and continue to grow together. So thanks for listening to the Inner Champions podcast, and we'll catch you soon over on Golden Sky Radio. And we'll talk at you later. Bye-bye now.